Flood-affected farmers in northern Victoria still don't know if they'll get federal emergency funding. After the floods hit, many farmers' drought assistance money simply ran out. And as Cheryl Hall reports, communities like Kerrang are struggling financially and mentally.
This irrigation country is going to be the real issue because it's wet underneath. We only probably need one rain and it'll get too wet again for us to get on it.
The floodwaters may have receded in northern Victoria, but it doesn't mean life is back to normal. On the flat plains south of Kerrang, Colin Fenton is not sure when he'll be able to grow pasture for his cattle.
It's I suppose a thing that really multiplies after a flood situation. It just goes ballistic. Where we're going to be in trouble now is that we've probably, in 2 months' time, when we're desperate for feed for our cattle, we run beef cattle, we've got to try and get this cleaned up, get a pasture established and get some feed for the winter.
It's quite a complex situation in that we've got still over a dozen communities battling different stages of the flood, and it's the recovery phase. We've got areas that have come out of flood almost 2 to 3 months ago, and we've got areas still pumping.
It was an extraordinary event, even for these floodplains. A normal year's rain fell in just a few days. It flowed down the Campaspe and Loddon rivers and met in a sheet of water 50 kilometres wide and 90 kilometres long. It devastated the first good harvest in years, and came soon after Canberra decided to end exceptional circumstances payments on March the 31st.
Now, the bean counters that came around prior to Christmas, in their wisdom, saw an extraordinary season, and that was fine. But the trouble was that extraordinary season didn't pan out and people weren't able to reap the reward.
That means many people who relied on those payments through the drought have now lost the EC payments and still have no income.
We get phone calls from people who suddenly went into the chemist the other day to get their pharmaceutical requests. Instead of getting them for $5.40, they got a bill for $120. And things like that. We've got kids that have been battling to get a feed for them because there's no money in the house.
Colin and Mary Fenton believe up to 80% of the people they know through community organisations were relying on the payments.
The women in particular, who I'm mainly concerned about, because they've been, the buck always stops with the lady of the house, I feel, and has done for the last 13 years with the drought.